At this point, allow me now to say something about the situation in the country. We are aware our young people are on the streets. We are calling them Gen Z. For me, when I went to school, I was told those days we should say Gen Z. But you yourselves are telling us now we say Gen Z. When I was primary school, we were taught the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. We was taught Z. Now you're telling us Z. So we're being told the Gen Z. They are saying they're on the streets. They are concerned, they're voicing their concerns about the finance bill, which is currently being discussed in Parliament. They're saying it does not take their concerns, it does not address their concerns, and they think there should be serious changes to the bill before it is passed. These concerns about the finance bill are not only of concerns by the Gen Z, they are concerns of many other Kenyans. The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops has already spoken and addressed the issue of the finance bill during the time for the public participation. We've given our views. They are in writing and they're available because they were distributed to the parishes. We also have very serious concerns about the finance bill, and we believe it should not pass in this current state. Adjustments, amendments need to be made for the good of the country. We understand that a country cannot run without taxes. And this one, we cannot run away from it. My fellow Christians of that diocese of Kisumu, there's no country that can run without taxes. That's how countries run, through taxation. Kulipa ushuru ndio jinsi ya pekee ambayo kwayo nchi zinaweza kusonga mbele, kutosheleza maslahi ya wananchi. So we are not, as a Catholic Church, against taxation, because that would be retrogressive, be foolhardy to say no taxation. Otherwise, how will the government run? How will our society move on? How will workers be paid? How will we address issue of development? Taxation is part of society, and it will continue until Jesus comes back. So don't get it wrong. We are not saying there should be no taxes, isn't it? We are not saying that. We must pay taxes to a certain extent, but we are against excessive taxation. That's what we are saying. We are saying the country is bleeding. It is crying that taxation is getting overboard, and it needs to be staggered in the interest of the whole country. We pay, but these taxes must be rationalized in the interest of our country. So to that extent, I think the Catholic Church understands very well why the young people are on the streets. And we invite the government to reflect on this matter seriously and not to be in denial. We invite the government not to be in denial on this matter. The streets are not the best places for our young people, the most energetic of society, to be. That is not their place. We want them to be off the streets. They are not safe on the streets. Not only that, we are not safe with them on the streets. Let us not be in denial on this. And this is our appeal to the government. We shall be issuing a more comprehensive statement in the coming 2 days. But we just say this. The young people are out there on the streets. We should, as a country, ask for God to inspire us with wisdom to get them off the streets. And we invite as well and ask the security agencies to act with restraint. To act with restraint. Yes, to maintain our security, the security of everybody, but we ask them to act with restraint. The young people on the street have been largely peaceful, and they are unarmed. So we would not like to see excessive force being employed and used against these unarmed and largely peaceful young people on the streets. Kindly, the security agencies, we invite you to act with restraint. But at the same time, we also speak to our young people. Yes, your complaints may be justified. But at the same time, be aware that you also maintain the peace you have had for the last few days. Don't fall into the temptation of falling into violence or destroying anybody's property. Remain as peaceful as you have been in your demonstrations, because your concerns are fairly understandable. Don't allow yourselves to be infiltrated by people with other agenda. Resist the temptation to be swayed from your just cause, what you are demanding in the interest of our country. Resist the temptation to be taken to another route by anybody. As you place your concerns on the table of our country, Kenya, and we, the people of Kenya, need to pay attention. I don't think, and I must say at this point, this is perhaps not just about the finance bill. I think we have been keeping quiet for far too long, suspending decisions we're supposed to make for our country to move forward. I think this is a wake-up call to us as a country and the leadership of our country to look into the interests of all the people of Kenya, especially the young generation. They are the majority now. We can't deny that. We must address their concerns as a country. About places of worship, as I conclude, I think the position of the Catholic Church has always been and still is that places of worship should be respected. And places of worship, like where we are now, should not be turned into podiums for making political statements. This is our position. It does not mean politicians should not come to church. They are our Christians. Some of them are our Christians. They're welcome to come. But we invite our priests and our pastors in the parishes to avoid a situation whereby liturgical celebrations are turned into forums for making political statements. This is inconsistent with Catholic teaching and the instructions of the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops. That does not mean we stop anybody from coming to church. The church should be open to all, so long as they want to come and worship. That is why I am also inviting the young people, don't use this as an opportunity to heckle anybody out of a place of worship. Two wrongs don't make a right. No one should be heckled out of a place of, or thrown out of a place of worship, because it can turn into something else. So yes, our priests and all the leaders of our parishes across the country should make sure that the places of worship are respected and our liturgical celebrations are not turned into podiums for making political statements. But at the same time, let us not take the law into our hands to decide who may worship in a particular place and who may not worship in a particular place. That will be getting into a situation or crossing a line none of us would like to come to. This is my message for now. We want our young people to come off the streets. They have raised some concerns. The government should respond and address these concerns. We invite the security agencies to act with restraint. We invite the young people to be peaceful, not to destroy any property or hurt anybody as they demonstrate. And we ask for a respect of the places of worship by all people, young and old. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo.